Welcome, Mage. I'm Rhino. As a fan of rhinos, I like to play creatures with Trample. Lots and lots of Trample. It's amazing how many new players don't understand Trample. One of our more popular videos is one we did on Trample. Wow, that was 4 years ago. I've grown a lot. Time to do an update. We're going over 7 examples of Trample that new players may get wrong. There are a lot of strange combinations in Magic. I get it. Magic can be a very complex game. Let's go over these cases right now. The updated reminder text for Trample states, this creature can deal excess and combat damage to defending player or planeswalker while attacking. That seems pretty straightforward. We have a 4/4 Rhino. Our opponent blocks with a 2/2 Vampire. 2 damage kills the Vampire, and then 2 damage goes to the opponent. Simple. Now for the more confusing cases. We'll keep our attacker as a 4/4 Rhino with Trample in all of these examples. For each of these examples, I'll give you 1 moment to see if you can get their answer right. Feel free to pause the video. You figure out how much damage goes to the opponent. Number 1. Our opponent puts up a 3/2 creature and states they only take 1 damage. Is that correct? I see this a lot. Yes, they did do 3 damage to our Rhino, but we did 2 damage to their creature to kill it. The other 2 damage goes to the opponent. It's a common mistake. They think that since they did more damage, they take less. Our Rhino taught them a good lesson, but they still take 2 damage. Number 2. Our opponent puts up a 1/1 indestructible creature. They say that since the creature is indestructible, it blocks everything. Sounds reasonable, since the creature can't be destroyed. Is that correct? No, it's incorrect. The defense of the creature is still just 1. So it only blocks 1 damage and the other 3 goes through. They get to keep their creature to block again because it didn't die. But the excess damage is based on how much it would have taken. Number 3. Our opponent has a 2/2 creature with protection from green. They declare that since it has protection, that no damage comes through. Is that correct? Just like our example with indestructible. All they did is keep their creature from dying. The other 2 damage still comes through to hit them. I can understand the confusion here. You can't block a creature that has protection from a color with that color. But it's a mistake to think it blocks all damage. It doesn't magically protect our opponent unless the opponent has protection from green. Number 4. Our opponent has a 1/2 double strike creature. They do their first strike damage of 1, and then on normal combat say that they blocked all 4 damage. Since there was 2 rounds of damage, is this true? No. Our opponent did their damage twice, but we only did our damage once. So we do 2 damage to their creature and 2 damage to them. Their creature dies. Doesn't matter how many times they attacked. as long as our Rhino is alive when it's time to do its damage. Number 5. Our opponent has a 1/1 Death Touch creature. They say that their creature does enough damage to kill our creature before they take damage. Is this right? No. They are correct in that they kill our creature, but our trample still goes through. Our opponent still takes 3 damage. It was a good block, but may not be enough if they only had 3 life. It's a mistake they won't make twice. Number 6. Our opponent has a Planeswalker with 3 loyalty. We attack their Planeswalker. Does the extra damage hit our opponent? No. In this case, the Planeswalker is the target. You can think of the Planeswalker as a opponent. We do enough damage to destroy the Planeswalker, but our opponent takes 0 damage. If they had put up a creature to block, any excess in damage will tick down the loyalty of the Planeswalker, but no excess in damage to the Planeswalker will hit our opponent. That's all the trample mistakes I have for combat. But I do have one more special case. Number 7. What if we cast a sorcery or an instant that allows our Rhino to fight or deal damage to another creature? This could be either a card like Rabid Bite or Wild Instincts. Our opponent has a 3/3 flying creature. How much extra damage do they take from our trampled creature? The answer is none. In both of these cases, our Rhino only deals damage to the creature. Trample only happens during combat. Fight and dealing direct damage is outside of combat. So our opponent won't take any extra damage until we swing with our Rhino during the next combat. Then they will take all 4 damage. I hope that this helps you understand Trample better. I see a lot of these mistakes, and to tell the truth, it's not always new players making them. Tell us in the comments below, did any of these cases surprise you? Did you get them all correct? Go ahead and brag. You must be a judge. I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino, the one and only,